Hi guys, well today I'm going to show you how to make these bad boys here. So these are hand gliders for my Dogs of War army, and you can see they're quite Da Vinci-esque. Got an undercarriage and a control cable there, and canvas wings, some patchwork on it, a pair of somebody's drawers there just for fun. There's 3 in a unit, and they're based crossways on, so I've got 20 by 40 bases, and there's 3 of them together, and I've varied the heights, and I've based one at the right, one at the left and one in the centre, so that we can maintain that that unit size. Let's pop those out of the way. Really easy to make, very cheap. Got this wire cable from the pound shop, got 3 of these coils for £1. Isn't necessary, this is the control cable, but this is 24 yards of 28 gauge beading wire from Impex, and I think I paid about £2.70 for that, and this is a massive roll. It's been used in lots of my projects for a long time. I've still got plenty left. A pair of scissors, cheap but sharp craft knife, and a pair of pliers, narrow nosed pliers. Bottle of cheap super glue, so this again was from the pound shop. I think you get 6 of these to the pound. And I've also got some sewing needles here, which I'll show you how to use those in a minute. And we've got some, this is florist's doweling, and it's different than ordinary doweling. It's compound, so when you cut it and when you put holes in the centre of it, it doesn't split. So that's great stuff. The other thing that you'll need is a coffee stirrer, and I always keep my coffee stirrers. I tend to stick my miniatures on them long ways on for painting, so they're quite handy to have around. And a cocktail stick, and the cocktail stick I've taken the liberty of cutting to the right length for our purpose today. So the main thing you need to make is the wing. So you take a piece of, it's quite thin card this, take a piece of thin card, and the first thing you do is you trace one of your wings on there, and then you take the one wing that you've traced, cut it out, place it back on the paper, draw around it again, and then flip it over symmetrically and draw around the other side so that both wings are exactly the same size and shape. And what you should be left with is a pair of symmetrical wings. So you take your wings, lay them out flat, take your wire that you got from the pound shop, cut it to length, and then you can see I've just stuck that down with super glue, followed the contours of the paper. Doesn't have to be exact because you can trim off the excess later. And then I've also used the same gauge wire for the crossbars in the wings. So super glue all the way around, stick the wire down, and once it's set, what you need to do then is actually bend the wing, contour the wing to the shape that you want it, so it's not so so flat and rigid. You can see there, this one already taking on the shape of something that would actually glide. Stick your spars on, turn it over, and you need to be making the main body of the glider. So what I've done is I cut the coffee stirrer into 3 sections, 1, 2 and 3, 2 smaller sections and 1 larger section which I've cut to a V shape. You take the V shape, the longer one, and place it to the back of the glider and glue it down. Okay, so let that set, and then I've left this off just for demonstration purposes, but you can see there, so it's 3 pieces of coffee stirrer, 1 longer than the rest with the V at the back, and then I've taken 2 more equally sized pieces of coffee stirrer, you see that, and I've actually cut V's in the top, and that V is to receive the axle for the wheels. Axle's easily made. I've just taken the doweling and cut slices off, 2 slices off, and then I didn't hammer them through because that breaks the doweling. What I did do is I used the long nose pliers and grabbed the needle at the base and actually pushed the needle into the wheels. gives you a nice hole which you can then put another piece of your £1 wire in through the holes in the wheels, and that gives you a neat little axle with a little bit of protruding wire there as well, which you can paint up with silver later and it looks like the hub. So that's it really for the wheels. And then what we do is obviously drop a super glue on there and drop the wheels into the undercarriage and let them set. So the whole lot then is stuck to the base of the glider with the undercarriage on, and you take your piece of cocktail stick, and your piece of cocktail stick should be as long as you require, you can see that, to form the tail spar for the glider. So drop a super glue on the dull end of the cocktail stick and glue that to the undercarriage. So once that's set, you can see here, no need to me show you this again, but once that's set, you just cut a rear wing out, the tail fin out, and then another 2 pieces of your £1 wire to form the supporting spars on the tail wing. Excuse me, I've got cold. Glue it all up, and what I did then was I base coated it in black, and then I've used a brown on the spars and highlighted those spars, and then I've used an ochre, a sand, and then a beige colour to give progressively lighter highlights, and then I've just put a few patches on each one to make them look a little bit worn. So that's it really, that's how you make the Tillian glider. Each one took me about half an hour, so good luck with your project. Oh, the control wire, it's an added extra, it's not required, but what I've done is I've rolled some of this very fine 28 gauge beading wire around each wingtip, fed the wire across the centre, and then when the miniature goes in, it's actually going to go in above that wire, so it's going to look like he's controlling that glider. He's got some control over that glider, but certainly I don't think it would detract much from the miniature if you left that part out. So there we go. That's your Tillian glider squadron. Good luck with that one. I hope you found it useful. If not Tillian, maybe you could use it as some sort of dwarf flying machine. You could apply the same techniques there. And I hope you liked the video, found it instructive. And it seems like last time I made a video and you guys at Pendragon probably thought I'd forgotten. But I missed out Dave at Pendragon, who it seems is a key member of the team. Forgot to thank him for my miniatures, which I did a review on, which are really great. So Dave, this one's for you. Alright, bye for now.